Hello. Good morning, everybody. I hope y'all yourselves are having a good morning and or day, night, evening, whatever time zone y'all are in today, whatever it may be. I hope it is a good one. As for me, I will admit it's a bit of a rough one. Not because anything bad has happened so far this morning, it's just because I had a hard time just trying to even get some sleep last night. And from what I could tell so far throughout over the entirety of the internet, so far a lot of people had the same issue. It's probably the season of heat just creeping around the corner, ready to take us on. Hello, Conker.
Hello.
Hello. Oh, I definitely might sound a lot more tired than I usually do, just because of that reason. So just know, I am definitely going to at least do my best to keep fucking moving, and nobody's gonna stop me. Even despite the fact that I wish to go to bed again, and right now, that is not stopping me. We are here to make some art, and I am going to make sure that I could get this little piece done. Yeah, good morning to you as well, Reaper. But yeah, I hope you're having yourself a good one, my man. Good morning indeed. Again, if you didn't if nobody was listening or heard, if I sound extra tired, I am. I barely was able to get to sleep last night. I probably started sleeping around 4 o'clock in the morning, even though I tried going to bed around 1 or 2 o'clock last night. Yeah, I could not sleep. For some reason, I could not sleep. But nonetheless, I am gonna make sure that we can at least get this little bit of art done, because this is for our friend. What friend exactly? You'll see in about a minute or two. In fact, thinking about it, I should actually get some images on this thing before I actually get started. But anywho, what will we be drawing today? Some of you may be asking. Oh, I'm glad you didn't. Kind of realizing it, I haven't drawn them in a while. But basically, we're gonna be working on a little PNG for a friend for whenever it comes to my streams, specifically. I don't really know if he usually does want to have this for his streams, but either way, I'll just be making it for either or. But basically, the idea is I'm going to be making a PNG for my buddy, Shep Bandicoot. Why exactly? Well, it's just because I have offered this to him a couple of times, and he has said no, but I'm going to be a good friend and say, you know what, I respect your wishes, and I respect your opinion, but I'm still going to give it to you as a gift. Now, will this be considered a birthday gift? I don't know. I don't remember when his birthday is. It's been a hot minute, and also, again, I am extremely tired. But either way, that's at least what we're going to be doing today. Going to mainly be focusing on getting that done, and we'll be figuring it out along the way we go. But now, let us actually get started on doing that. But before we do, up here, if you haven't been paying attention, I happen to have a Redbubble and a coffee. In my Redbubble, I have stickers. On my coffee, I have art commissions. You can have me commission. You can commission me to have an art piece made for you and or a friend, and same with some Twitch emotes. And my Redbubble, I have stickers over there that are designed around your boy. So if you want to support me financially, you can go over there to either one of those two, and feel free to do so. It is not mandatory. It is just a small option. But yeah. Anywho, let's get to drawing now, Shantui. Alright. Damn, why is it so bright on stream? That is unbelievably bright. But yeah, basically. Alright, hold on, let me go ahead and change the music properly here for a second. But basically, We're gonna be making a little PNG for this man's with this design in mind. And with maybe a slight touch up on with it being a little slightly redesigned. Not entirely redesigned, because I think it looks great by itself. Hold on one sec. The fuck? The fuck? Why is this? Why Discord not muted? Why is streamer mode not activated? Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. Why do I gotta go ahead and activate this shit myself? Alright, there we go. Yeah, I don't know why that happened, but hey, it is what it is. And also, wonderful noise of a shaker popping open like a cork. Alright, now, how to get started and what to do. Well, one thing just to note with Shep is that if the name isn't an obvious giveaway, basically what Shep is he's basically like a Crash Bandicoot take on a shepherd, German shepherd to be specific, and the one that he has wanted me to use as a main reference is kind of like a German shepherd that's similar to his dog that he had a long while ago, and that is just basically a German shepherd that has mainly a lot of black fur for the most part. Now, will we be going a little over exaggerated with that? Probably not for the most part, but I think I at least have some ideas of what we can do. But first things first. Holy hiccups, alright. First things first, let's at least get an idea of how I should at least pose him. Because what I'm thinking is kind of like how I've been making my PNGs as of late, where it's just like I look up to the middle of the screen just to see, oh yeah, look at that, look at what I'm doing right over there, and then just looking over by the screen just to see, just so that way he could see us and while he's talking to us, you know. Well, he could look at you guys in the sense of breaking the fourth wall. I see what you're doing in the bathroom there, Steve. Alright, okay, I realize I might be going a little off in where I wanted the posing to properly be, but I mean, hey, we bucket, we ball. Walk it, we ball. Walk it, we ball. But the one thing I don't know and whether I want is to either have him have crossed arms or have his hands down here where they'll be just resting in his pants pockets. Or in this case, short pockets, really. Actually realizing it, I should make the body a little less bulky around the shoulders. Yeah. Hey yo, by the way, real quick, Reaper, if you're still in chat, you at all excited for the update for Arrivals? I have yet to check it out, and I think I might check it out a little bit before I stream it later tonight. As a little look-see to see if I can at least get like a little bit of some time in with Ultron to see how I like him. As so far, I have yet to really find myself a flyer that kind of feels good. You know what I mean? Yeah, know what I mean. You know what I mean. Because genuinely, I think, in my personal opinion, I would definitely at least like to get an idea of like a good flyer. Because if I'll be honest, Storm, okay, Iron Man, a bit clunky in my personal opinion, at least with the way it controls to me. Fucking who else? I would say Scarlet, but she's not really much of a flyer. At least not by much, you know. She does have a flying ability, but she doesn't really count. I think the same would go with Doctor Strange, but Torch is alright. Yeah, Torch I will actually say is definitely pretty decent. I feel like the speed boost thing that he has, I feel like it could go a little faster. Just like a little bit, not too much, just like a little faster, maybe around the same speed as like maybe Captain America, and even if that is the same speed, then I'll shut the fuck up. But even then, maybe just a mile per hour faster wouldn't hurt. That's at least how I feel about it. I kind of would also like a strafe boost. Yeah, I guess a strafe boost wouldn't hurt either. But yeah, I have yet to really find myself a flyer in Rivals that kind of like really is like that really kind of suits how I play a bit, you know? Because I will say, as a Star-Lord main myself. Sorry, it's just that whenever I'm like saying something that's along the lines of as a blank here, I feel like it's best to kind of just have that little accent on it where it's just like, as a person that knows how to draw, or like as a person who plays Star-Lord, or as somebody who enjoys music every once in a while. But yeah, I feel like I kind of do at least want to get an idea of like many other characters as well. Like, for instance, I have found myself a bit of a liking with certain tanks, i.e. The Thing, Groot, and Emma Frost. But while I do like playing with them, and I'll be fine with playing with them, they're not going to be my immediate go-to. My immediate go-to will and forever always will be Star-Lord. I'll play other characters if necessary, but yeah, no. Alright, I need a good look-see at this means again. Yeah, apologies if this does look like immensely bright. I don't know why it looks immensely bright on OBS. Because, like, for me, it's not really that bright at all. It is not that bright, I will admit. Okay, you know, actually thinking about it, I think I might just have his arms just kind of like, hanging around, not in any pockets at all. And just have it be like a clenched fist. I feel like that might be the best bet to go with this PNG from. Speaking of clenched fist, let me look at my own real quick to get an idea of how I should draw them. It's always a bit funny for me with how I kind of like look for specific references in terms of like making art, because if I'm ever like drawing hands and I need like a good reference, it's just like, wait, I can just look at mine and have them in the pose that I need them to be in. It's a little contorting depending on the angle I need. and it's probably one of the reasons why I have arthritis, this being the other reason. I don't actually have arthritis, it's just kind of like, kind of undiagnosed, and kind of feels like it might lead to that, but I mean, hey, it's whatever. But yeah, that's at least what I can, that's at least how it feels to me. Or the arms are a little too scrawny. Alright, hold on 1 minute. Oh, hold on. Where it is at the shoulders is actually kind of fine, but I do need to, like, enlarge it a little bit. Make them hands thick as fuck, boy. Not trying to give him specifically sausage fingers, just trying to give him a little bit of a beginning of his hands, just because that's how my art style kind of like has been a lot as of late in general. That's how it is. Start a little small around the shoulders and pretty wide at the hands. Well, I mean, not that wide, but you kind of get the idea. I mean, just look how he looks in that picture there. So I don't know what was going on in my head when I was thinking of this pose. I'll be honest with you. I guess to me it just made sense at the time, and I just wanted to make like a brand new, like, somewhat updated design to like his character in a sort of way. And it kind of just ended up going to that. Drive me crazy, but I won't let you go. This is me. Okie dokie. Alright, now here comes the most difficult part of drawing this part of Shep. Here's a fucking head. His head is always kind of like the most difficult thing for me to draw in terms of his body, because of the fact that it's just like he technically doesn't really have a neck. Because like no shit, a long while ago I went to him saying, how about I design like a little mascot for you, and that's kind of like what this has been for him, kind of like a mascot character. Because I was just like, wouldn't it be cool if I could actually like make something that is like along the lines of actually looking like a shepherd bandicoot, you know what I mean? Because this man's had given me the idea ever since I started hearing about his name, or at least I haven't ever hanging out with him, I should properly say. And about like probably 2-3 years deep, I was just like, hey, what if I did this for you? And he was like, yeah, sure, that sounds cool. Ever since then, it kind of just like stuck. Though the first few beginning iterations were rough, to say the least. Because I tried to make it look very similar to like Crash Bandicoot a little bit. Not one-to-one, but at least kind of like very similar. Oh, that actually kind of works for the ear. Hold on 1 second. Let me just... And back then, the original iterations had him having like little bits of hair And you think it would actually look pretty cool. And the reason why I say the hair is because if you look at any picture of Crash Bandicoot, you'll see on the top that there are like little bits of like, well, there's like long strands of hair on the top of his head, at least in kind of like recent designs. And when I saw that, I was just like, that would make sense a little bit. Tried it, didn't, it worked for like a few weeks. And then I was just like, I was just like, could I redesign this? Because it feels a little off. And he was like, yeah, it kind of feels a little off too. Like, we were both in agreement with that, I think. And I was just like, okay, perfect. I'll be back with you with a new design. And then I kind of like, not necessarily came back with this one, but I did come back with one that's similar to this, but a bit different. And yeah, that's kind of like the birth of like how this design kind of came when it comes to like Shep and his design when it comes to this caricature. I never know how to properly pronounce that word, but basically that's how that kind of like came up. I just went to him being like, hey, would you be cool if I did this for you? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, cool. And then lo and behold, a Chinese knockoff of Crash Bandicoot got created. But either way though, I do at least think that it does look pretty cool. And I have also kind of like, let this be like a basis of how I like draw, dang, I want it to be 2 p.m. already. Man, I feel you there. I really don't want to work today. Yeah, I do feel you there, man. Like, that's how I would always feel whenever it came to me working as like a deli clerk, bro. Like, I'll tell you, I needed the job, but I did not love the job. Like, I'll even be honest, there was a point where I actually like went up to the person who's like the manager, and probably is still the manager right now. And I went up to him and I was just like, bro, I'll be honest, I kind of don't really like, well, I wasn't specific on the department. I should have definitely been a little specific on like the part of the job that I hated. But I was just like, I kind of don't really like working this. And what I meant at the time was that I just didn't like working the chicken side, because I was working as a deli clerk, as I said. And in delis, for anybody that may or may not know, if you haven't really gone to a fucking deli in a minute or so, because I know probably at least 90% of us here on Twitch are probably introverts. When it comes to the deli, you have two sides. You have the side where they slice meat for you for your sandwiches, and then you have the side where you go ahead and deep fry some chicken for you for dinners and such. So basically, I really did not like working on the side where it was like frying chicken, just because of how much of a hassle it really was. Cause boy, oh boy, let me fucking tell you, having to work on a side where that's practically the only side that is the busiest out of the two. Felt like I had died and already gone home to hell. And I was like, if this is what I gotta look forward to, I don't know if I'm ready yet. I don't know if I am ready just yet to be at hell. Yeah, that shit. That shit. Is to say the least, a pain in my fucking arse. But hey, it is what it is, and I at least got some. I will say I at least got some nice experience out of it. Do I think I'm gonna be using that life experience much? Probably not. But it'd be kind of cool if I did. But I mean, hey, at least on the bright side, I know how to use a slicer and a deep fryer. And there's at least that. There's at least that. Yeah, you know what? This might work out a little bit here. I made it as long as I did because I kind of looked at it as just like, you know, that's not really how like a lot of like shepherds' stomachs kind of really work. The hair kind of does mainly go from like the basis of like between the tail and where the bunghole kind of like begins to like the kind of like up to like the base or like either the base or top of their neck right before their chin, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think it probably makes sense if like this little slightly lighter patch of fur was a bit more longer and larger, you know? That's not the only thing that's longer and larger. Anyway. Forgive me, I'm immensely tired. It is 9:30. You literally just hit 9:30 as I looked at the clock. Talk about timing, folks. Alright. Patching this a little bit up here because it's kind of annoying me. Also, by the way, real quick, a little thing I kind of want to point out real fast because I saw earlier when I was booting up my PC and everything. So for a little context, I happen to every time whenever I am streaming, I use Opera because it's probably the only safest browser I have to use when it comes to streaming. Not sponsored by them at all. It's just that I really do like the browser. But it's just like, they have like a little news section that immediately opens up every time you like boot your PC up and you happen to have like some windows that you never closed before you turned off your PC. And apparently, what's the name of the company that made Cyberpunk? It was like, oh wait, CD Projekt Red, I think it is. Yeah, I think it's CD Projekt Red. But anyway. They apparently announced that Cyberpunk 2 is in development right now. Which, I'm not going to lie, kind of intrigues me. That intrigues me. Ever so slightly. It was like, wow, did the game actually start doing well? Which I mean, to be fair, after the Netflix show Edgerunners and the amounts of massive updates that game has gotten, because boy, let's be honest, that game needed them. I actually do think that it is a good game. It's been a hot minute since I last played, I'll be honest, but I will say it is an enjoyable game. It is a really enjoyable game. And I am going to say this with fullest of opinions. If you are somebody that has been wanting to get into Cyberpunk after the mass amount of updates and shit, I will say now is definitely a nice time to actually get into playing it. So if you have been interested in wanting to play it for a minute, now's the time, folks. At least it has been the time for a bit of a while now. How long ago, you may ask? I would probably say... funny enough, around when Edgerunners kind of came out. I will say Cyberpunk actually started doing good around that time. Now, am I Am I excited for the sequel? Kinda, I will admit. But I will say, after everything that happened with the first Cyberpunk game, I am being a bit hesitant about it. I am being cautious. And I am ready for whatever may come with that game. Not saying that it will most likely be bad on launch, but I'm being cautious in the fact of maybe, just maybe, there might be a 2.0, a quite literal 2.0 type of situation with what happened with the first game so far. Hopefully that will not be the case. Ugh, has something in my eye. But I do look forward to what they may do. Do I think it, as I said, will be grand? Not really, but I do have a nice feeling about it. I believe it that there may be something on the horizon. Will that something even be good? Probably, probably not, but we will have to see as time flies to get a better understanding. You know, by the way, kind of like on a separate note, I have mentioned this earlier on a previous stream, but I didn't really get much of a chance to talk about it. This is unrelated to Cyberpunk at all, or what I was talking about earlier, but I have been on a bit of, I mentioned before on a couple of streams that I have been on a bit of a Marvel movie sort of grind, because it's been a while since have seen like any of like the movies and had caught up with a lot of the newer movies. And recently I actually saw that new Captain America Brave New World movie, and I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty good. Do I think it's great? No. Do I think it's decent? Yes. It's definitely a decent film, but if anything, it is more or less not really a Captain America movie, and more of a sequel to the story of the Incredible Hulk. That's kind of really all it is. This is like the untitled sequel, and just kind of like continuing the story that came up like what, 2008, 2009. Never was a fan on that one actor. Who exactly, may I ask, and which character? I gotta ask, Conker. Just out of pure curiosity. Dude who's basically Captain America with wing. You know, I will see how he kind of is just like how you would do that, but I will say, sorry, hold on, give over there. What I will say, I think he's actually a pretty decent character, and even the actor himself, he's a pretty alright dude. He's pretty alright. Is he one of my top 10? No. Definitely not, no. But he's an alright actor. I think he did pretty good. And to be honest, I kind of have been a bit more of a fan of like Falcon for the most part anyhow, because I kind of like the idea of like his wings and shit. Do I kind of wish he had the wings that he had in the comic books? Very much so, yeah, because I kind of like the idea of crystal wings. But I'm fine with what we have right now. And honestly, whether or not people have a problem with it, I do honestly think the new wings that he got in the movie are pretty fucking cool. I think they're pretty fucking cool. Yeah, I think I might actually do a bit of this for Hedge. Because I remember with Shep, he said that he wanted the design to kind of be based more around his original shepherd dog that he had years ago. And that is the fact that this shepherd that he had was mainly had a lot of black fur. So all the blotches where black fur would pop up, that's kind of where I want them. Yeah. So that's kind of like what I'm going to mainly be focusing on for the most part. And I think... yeah, I think as a little... something, I might actually have it be... I think I might have the fur of the legs kind of be more like this. Instead. Okay, get that out of the way real quick. And this as well. You know, it's honestly looking pretty alright. I think I should actually at least make like the nose a little bit thicker though. Because dogs don't have a snout that long and that skinny. Well, at least most dogs don't. And in terms of it, shepherds don't really have that type of deal going on. Unless you crossbreed them with that one very lengthy dog. That just looks like he has a banana for a nose. Oh boy, I accidentally gave him a banana nose. Okay, you know what? Hold on. I try to make it look like that he has a smile because that's kind of like how dogs' snouts kind of work with the fact that they got like big ass jowls. Is that what their lips are technically? Jowls? I funny enough only know about those because of know about jowls because of Jake the dog. He always was just messing them. People, whenever they would mess with his jowls, they would just be, "Hey, don't be touching my jowls." I think I might go with this instead, where it's just like straightforward lines. What's there? Because to be fair, while they're not particularly straight line, they definitely are a bit more flat on the top of the nose. Alright, here's one thing I can do. This. Come on, there we go. But yeah, I will, back to like the Captain America movie. I will say, well, it is definitely not really much more of a Captain America movie, and as I said, more of a sequel, a pseudo sequel to the Incredible Hulk movie. I will say it's pretty decent for what it is. Groundbreaking? No. Decent? Yes. Okay, hold on. I need to look back at this real quick. Okay, you know what I need to do? 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 I need to find myself some more images of Shep real quick. Both old and recent, if I can find anything recent. For a proper format of reference and seeing what I can do in terms of kind of like giving him a decent look. Because I have mentioned this a multitude of times before, but his design has always been a bit of a challenge to kind of work with. It's not to say that it's a complex design because it's not, and I myself have even designed it for him. But I always do, at least do this whenever it does come to like making art for this man's. And that is just like grabbing everything I need involved with his character and kind of like working off of that a bit. just need to find like a good one. Kind of is a little hard to find just because of the fact that it's like, I don't really, outside of thumbnails, I don't really draw much. Which I must say is just ever so much a little bit of a problem. Actually, looking at this one Uno thumbnail that I have, that I made him a long while ago. Oh fuck, I forgot I had that for my chin. Wait, hold on. Sorry, I was just looking at this thumbnail here that I made him a long while ago. And I forgot the fact that I had like some stuff on my chin. To be honest, I'm glad I forgot about this. I feel like that might be just something I'm not even gonna bother with anymore and just worry about having like the little design patch that I have on the back of my head. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me go back to the starting screen and you'll see. That little patch that you see in the back of my head there, that right there is what I'm going to be dealing with for now on, instead of the little stuff you see on my chin. That little stuff on my chin, yeah, that's now a no-go for me nowadays. And if anything, I kind of prefer it. But yeah, kind of looking at this thumbnail involving Shep, the way I designed his snout here, I feel like might actually work out a lot better. So with that in mind, let's just boom, boom, boom. And with that boom, boom, boom. Outlooks on the bottom is currently pretty fine. Might make it just a little lower. Gonna have it be a little bit like this. Then, okay, yeah, gonna see how this works out a bit, I guess. Yeah. Alright, how's it look? Actually looks pretty alright. By the way, just as a little note, I think this might be like the... I think it might be like the 4th, 5th reiteration of Shep. Well, it's not really much of a reiteration, it's just kind of like an add-on to an already existing design. Just kind of like making it more to like how the original vision was a long while ago, where it was like, I would like to look like my original shepherd dog, where it has like mainly black fur a lot of the time. I am now fulfilling that here, Shep, so if you somehow come across this, which hopefully you don't, because I do kind of wish for this to be a bit of a surprise, I do hope you like what I have made so far. I know you probably won't be using it for streams at all much, but when it does come to my streams, you can definitely bet your ass that I'm going to be swapping your Discord PNG with this real soon. Yeah, also kind of going back to that Captain America movie. While I will say it was definitely decent, I don't necessarily agree with the way they designed the dude with the big brain. Which, what was his name again? Hold on one second. I actually do need to look that up real fast. Hold on. Alright, main antagonist. Actually, hold on. I remember. Hulk, Mr. Blue. Alright. Okay, hold on a second. Ah, yes, he turns into the leader. But the way that they designed the leader in the movie is yes, I'm still watching YouTube. But the way they designed him in the movie, it is definitely very far from the original design. I'm not the biggest fan of it, if I'll be honest with you. I get it, he kind of has become a lot smarter and has a larger brain because of it, and his mutation kind of led to that. But at the same time, I would at least prefer Captain Forehead rather than Mr. Bumpy Brain. That's how it is for me, personally. Wait, hold on, what the hell is this? Alright, I'm looking at the images right now. What the hell is this? Oh, I see. It was a picture of somebody finding the, like, original prop box of Bruce sending his sample to Mr. Blue, i.e. leader. Or the leader. Is it the leader? It's probably the leader, right? I don't remember. I actually don't remember the original origin story for the leader. Hold on. You know, fuck it. I'm looking it up. Give me 1 minute. Okay. Marvel's the leader. Wait, hold on. What the fuck? Huh. Alright. Never mind. Alright. Sorry, I gotta look this up. Hold on. Origin in comics. Philip Stearns caused him to transform into the hyper-intelligent leader when he too experiences gamma radiation exposure. Working as a laborer in a government-owned chemical research facility in the Nevada desert, Stearns ends up in an explosion when a radioactive waste cylinder unexpectedly blows up. Yeah, man's literally had that happen to him and literally became Dr. Forehead. In some iterations, he kind of do have not necessarily the exact same look, but a look similar to how he looks in the movie in the comic books. So I guess it's kind of accurate if that's the case then. That design is definitely a bit off. Marvel has really done that a lot with the movie variants. Like, I get that they are trying to be like, I get that they're trying to be like pretty different from the comic books in terms of like style, but at the same time, it wouldn't hurt to at least still be like original, like faithful to the comics, you know? Like, does it have to be 1-to-1? In my opinion, no, it doesn't need to be 1-to-1. Like, I'm fine if some redesigns are needed here and there. They make it a bit more grounded, a bit more realistic, because, I mean, let's be honest. How the fuck are you gonna make, like, for Falcon, how are you gonna make, crystal wings that can actually help you fly very easily? I don't know of a material that is strong enough to allow that to be possible. Personally. Do I think it would be cool if that would be a possibility? Yes, I would really like that. But I'm fine with compromises wherever need be, you know? You know, I gotta say right now, because I have seen the people that were arguing about it, if you have a problem with Falcon, after becoming Captain America, getting a vibranium wing pack, just remember that his wings in the comic were probably 10 times more crazy than that. Whether or not you may have a problem with like the vibranium nanotech or shit like that, just remember it was a lot more crazier in the comics. So yeah, just keep that in mind next time you complain, buddy. And also, maybe keep this in mind as like a little side note, but
it's a fictional character, fuck off.
Anyway. That's always the one problem whenever it does come to shit like that. People forget the fact that like certain movies are always based off of like fictional stories that do not exist. They act like they could be real. They're not always going to be very real. Sure, in terms of it, they are grounded by reality, but that doesn't mean that they're real. Ta-da! I don't know what happened there, but okay. Shows that people, like, even as somebody that likes to imagine and likes to conjure up ideas that are so out the wazoo, that doesn't mean that I am not understanding of, like, the grounds of reality a lot of the time. Reality do like to be a bit of a bitch sometimes when it comes to like how physics work and how things should work and how things will be working over time. But at the same time, it's just like, I know where fiction stands in this world, and I can tell you nobody really needs to complain about fiction. Nobody really needs to complain about fiction much, because obviously it's not fucking real. There are real aspects of it, but it is not real life, you know? Like, we don't have a real life Avengers. We don't have a real life Iron Man for the most part, at least not yet. And even when it comes to that, it's most likely going to be used for military purposes, as how a lot of advanced pieces of technology like that would. And even then, it's not really going to be like something we're going to be seeing every fucking day. And like, not everybody in the military will be having like Iron Man suits floating around, hovering about, doing their goddamn thing, you know? Besides, it's not, we aren't going to get to a point in the future where people will go to work flying in an Iron Man suit. That's not how that's going to work. I mean, it would be awesome, but it's not going to be like, it's not going to be like that. It's not going to be like that at all. Like, people, I always hate whenever people like complain about shit with no proper reasoning behind it sometimes, you know? That's why I kind of like left Twitter for Blue Sky, because of that shit happening. And even then, I never really like getting into conflicts much anyhow, so. Because it's like, yeah, at this point, it's just like, you gotta, it feels like with that website, you risk your life with your opinion. It feels a little stupid in my book. Because I feel like it's even at a point where it's just like, I like this. It will be at a point where it's just like, even when you agree with somebody, they're going to be like, no, you're wrong. And it's just like, it's going to be like, I like this thing. Yeah, I like it too. No, you don't. Yeah, I do. No, you don't. And it's like, that don't make any sense, buddy. You just calm down and shut the fuck up. Whether you think I do or don't, I do. I do, and you cannot change my opinion about it, alright, buddy? As it feels like it'll be at that point, and that's why I kind of like left that site as soon as I could, so that way I could be away from there before I could ever get to that point. Okay, that makes that a lot better. Let's see how it actually looks real quick. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now for the part of the PNG where it looks like he's talking. For this, there's not really going to need to be much change. It's just going to be like a quick little... Oh boy. A quick little smile. Well, actually, more of an open mouth. And yeah, honestly, where the tooth is, yeah, that could work. Yeah, just like that, just like the mouth opened up like that, that'll actually just work perfectly fine. Exactly like that. That's perfect. Then we gotta have some eyes put here. For when we have him looking at you guys, like how I am right now. I see you on the toilet there, Jimmy. And as for a way of showing that he is talking outside of the mouth and eyes, because it's going to be like very minute, I am going to have his arm kind of come out a little bit like this and have him have like a bit of an open palm thing. You're like, yeah, so look at this thing here. Also, I feel like it would be kind of funny. I'm saying this in a sense of just like somebody who does want to do this because like he has been a friend for a very long time, and I do love him like a brother dearly. But I feel like this would be funny to do for him as well, just because like I feel like this is the closest he'll ever get to being a VTuber. He has not really had any plans of becoming a VTuber, which is understandable. Like the jokes we have made, I have been stupid with my wallet when it comes to this shit. Anybody wondering how much this is usually cost to be a VTuber? Just literally go to any website like Fiverr, VGen, anywhere there, and look up anybody that can rig and or make a VTuber model for you. You can get the idea. Hold on, I should actually... Well, actually, no. There's gonna be like a slight turn of the... yeah, there'll be like a slight turn of the elbow, so... If I go boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that works. Also, as I said earlier, I have kind of mainly like had this design with like a similar design to Crash Bandicoot in mind with it. So that's kind of like why he has like fingerless gloves over here, because, oh fuck. Because Crash's design, at least his most recent one, I think, has fingerless gloves. So it kind of made a little bit of sense. It makes it made a little bit of sense to me, you know. I think he has had like fingerless gloves throughout the years, so I just kind of really had like a hard time noticing because I'm not looking at people's hands a lot of the time, you know. Anyway. Yeah, I think that's looking good. Just to remind myself how to do this. Okay, yeah, that's how I did this. Actually, thinking about it, I should make the nose just a little bit more flat up the front. A little bit more flat up the front and have a little bit of a taper in like that. Makes a bit more sense. Actually, I should probably have it a bit more like this. Shake your body. Shake your body. Yeah, that kind of works. Yeah, that works out pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, that works out pretty well. Works out immensely well. Alright. Before I get distracted with anything, let's get to the line art. Because I would like to make sure I can actually get this done within the stream. If not, I will hopefully try to immediately work on it as fast as I fucking can outside of stream. Will I be able to do so? Who knows, but we'll see as time flies. We will see as we go along, baby. Shake your body. Your body. You know, actually thinking about it, because I was talking about the Captain America earlier, the Captain America movie earlier, but I kind of actually forgot and actually don't know why. But why did they replace the guy who was playing the general dude in the Marvel series with Harrison Ford? Like, I don't know why that is. Hold on. Like, did he sadly pass without me realizing it, or am I kind of missing something here? Hold on one second. Let me actually look up, like, let me look up one of the past movies. Hold on one second. What's a good one the was in? I could just look up the Incredible Hulk. Incredible Hulk. Okay, perfect. Thaddeus Ross, that's the guy, right? I think it is. I see. Yeah, he did pass. That is a bit unfortunate. Did not know that, sadly. I guess that does make a bit more sense on like why Harrison has took up the mantle of playing him. Well, Healy's did do what he needed to do. He was a great actor. So may that amazing man's rest in peace. Wherever he is and whatever he's doing, I hope he's having fun doing it. You know what, that actually kind of might work. Nice Siri. Alright. No, I did not call you Siri. You fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, hold up, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Fuck off. Okay, there we go. Because I said nicer-oo. It thought that I called it out. Fuck, hold on, alright. Yeah, I think that might work. Actually, wait. Idea. Damn it. Pen, please. I need the pen specifically. Like, work with me here, boy. Reaper, I see that in chat, in the Discord, I mean. And I would like to click it, but I see Rick Ashley, so I'm not even gonna bother right now. The memes. I still like that is a line in an actual like Metal Gear Solid game. Well, not Metal Gear Solid, but Metal Gear game just in general. I fucking love that. And I know, like, when it comes to Metal Gear Rising, at least back then, it never really got the biggest amount of love. But in my opinion, out of risk of having one, I will say it definitely has proven to be a very fun time. And I would probably consider it one of my top 10 favorites of all time. Which is a bit of a which is a bit of a spectacle, considering I am not really much of a man that likes a lot of political shit. But that is the only game outside of maybe Helldivers that is the most political that I kind of was just like, yeah, you know what, I like this a lot. At least the nature of it was supposed to be kind of like in that area, you know. Besides, it's about like war and all that type of stuff, and like the processes of it, especially behind the scenes and shit. I won't really give too much of my opinion about that because I don't really care too much about that shit. I always say I'm only there just for the one purposes that games are usually made for, and that is fun. Just thinking about it, I think I might revisit that game. I might actually try it on the hardest difficulty. Just because of the fact that that game alone was a nice time. Especially on the difficulty that I played at, which was like normal. Normal difficulty was definitely a very, not necessarily challenging mode for the game, but it was a nice one. Made it nice to play and had a bit of a challenge with it, and I enjoyed that. It was an enjoyable challenge. That's all I could really say about it. It wasn't until I understood the flicking motion for when it came to parrying where I was just like, oh, y'all are fucked up now. I even remember the day that I played it. It was on stream. I believe the VOD is still up on YouTube as well. Where I just somebody, I forget who, came into my chat and was just like, you even know how to properly parry? And it's just like, I kinda. And it's just like, you need to kind of you need to kind of like have the controller be moved quickly in the direction of the enemy of where they're coming from. And it's just like, what do you mean by that? And they were just like, you know how to flick and smash? And it was just like, oh, fucking say less. As soon as they said that, I was just like, alrighty, you got me. I believe I even say not exactly that, but something similar to it in the VOD as well, which is kind of a little funny. Yeah, that works. And why? Oh, I've been at this for almost an hour and a half now. Goddamn, I wasn't even paying attention to the time. I got so lost with this. I did not know what I was doing. Grab the fucking screen. It's always the same issue. It's just like, it's specifically when I'm streaming too. Like whenever I try to move it with my fingers, all of a sudden the screen's just like, no, you're not touching it. I am touching it. My fingers are on the screen. It's just like it detects the light. It can't even detect the lightest of touch sometimes. It decides to go ahead and like detect the lightest touches there, but what the fuck? You weren't doing it before. Why are you doing it now? It's because I pointed it out and now you're shy and it's just like, fuck, he's noticing, he's noticing, he's noticing. My man's. Alright, and you. Yeah, I think that might be good. You know, actually, kind of realizing, because I was thinking about this whole time. I gotta admit, going back to the Captain America movie, the design that they gave Red Hulk for the movie, I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty badass. Do I think it's really great and necessarily kind of like very similar to like the comic books? A bit. Only a little bit. Like the tiniest amount. But I do think that it looks pretty good. Because I mean, like the only thing that it is just like it's literally just Hulk, but red. In the comics, yeah, he has black eyes with like orange, reddish / orangish eye color. But honestly, a minute change like that doesn't really bother me, where it's like a change for just like regular eyes but with red colors. Like honestly, that's completely fine with me. I don't care if they had to make like that change. Like minute details like that, I don't fucking care. It's just like, it could be worse. They could give him the same treatment like they did with the leader. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm fine with what we got in terms for the Red Hulk than the leader. I mean, after kind of looking up other designs for the leader, I will say it's not as bad as I definitely, sorry. It's not as bad as I originally thought, but it's definitely not my favorite design. I definitely would prefer Dr. Forehead. That's just kind of like how I feel about it. Tease, but whatever. Okay, and I gotta get these. And these little inner parts right here. To kind of put it in perspective, by the way, this whole area on the legs is just going to be all black fur. That's all it is. Also, I will say Shep kind of actually definitely did turn out to be a bit of a basis for like other character designs that are anthropomorphic animals of sorts. Because like when I was making Conqueror's PNG, because he commissioned me to make one for him, I first used like the same eye design that I used for myself. But then he was just like, yeah, no, I don't really like the eyes. You think you might change them a little bit? And I was like, yeah, sure, man. I'll see what I could work with. And then I tried the design that I used for Shep's eyes, and I shot it his way. He was like, that actually looks better. And I was like, yeah, it kind of does. And lo and behold, I gave him what looks like a fox variant of this color, of this character. But he's what the? Hey, Google, stop. Why did it think that I was talking? I did not mention Google at all. What the fuck? I was like, who's talking? Is there somebody outside? And if so, why are they right next to my house? Well, anyway. You know what? I say we did pretty fucking good. We did good. Now for the basis of like the other part of this, and that is the fucking mouth open. Oh, actually, hold on 1 second. Having just the tooth would probably help it. Actually, thinking about it, I should make like a duplicate of this. Kind of like work on it how I did with Conquest PNG, where I'll just like make the talking variant first and then worry about making the, well, I mean, the not talking variant first, then work on the talking variant and the duplicate. We're just thinking about that to make sure no other art piece of mine is leaked out. I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick. Hold on. Okay. We now have two of the same drawings on the board now. You won't be able to see it, but it is there. Okay, with that in mind now. Let's get the coloring in ship here, my friends. Okay. Reference, boom. Get rid of that and get rid of that. Come on. Come on there, Procreate, work with me. Work with me for just a minute. You're a program that's supposed to be working with me anyway, whether you like it or not. Ah.
Always the tiniest of gaps.
Always the tiniest of gaps. Why? Okay, looking around for any tiny gaps, that might be a problem. Yeah, from the looks of it, we might be okay. Yeah, we might just be okay. Fuck. Fuck. Fuck! Jesus fucking Christ, alright. Alright, and then we go back over here. Now we put in all the dark fur. Come on. Alright, almost forgot this though. Hold on. Alrighty. I don't know where my mind was going with all that. And then a little bit of that. Bring that here and bring that there. Boom. Alright. So far, so good. So far, so grand. It's looking ever so perfect. And then the little tooth right here. Beautiful. Already looks amazing. But kind of actually realizing it, there is one thing I should probably actually do, and that is make one thing. And I should have kept this in mind when I made the duplicate. But fuck it, we bought. Every dog always needs one thing, and that is a tail. So hold on 1 second. You know what, actually, I think I might let that be like a design choice, because I think I might make, for the talking PNG, I'll have the tail be on the opposite end. Because I forgot, I think I also made the original design with the tail in mind as well, because like dogs have tail, it would make sense, you know? So I think I'll just go ahead and make that. And you know, actually hold on, I know what I can do real quick. Guys, like a little picture, like a little mock-up. We'll have the top of the tail be black fur, and then the bottom of the tail be the orange fur. Actually, wait, no, hold on. I'll have it be the lighter, sort of yellowish fur. Yeah, that kind of works out. Works out pretty well. And then when it comes to talking, the talking PNG, I will put the tail on the opposite end. Obviously, help sell the fact that he is supposed to be a dog. Goddamn. Alright. How are we looking? How is this all together looking? Oh, wow. That is nice. That is nice. That is looking ever so cool. I hope Shep ends up liking this, because it's a lot more closer to what he originally wanted. Like pretty much a mostly black furred German Shepherd. I think it looks fucking sick. I think it looks fucking cool. I think it looks badass. It's looking pristine. Alright. Okay, so real quick, swapping over here for a second so I go over to the talking PNG that we're about to make. You see, I am not kidding now. So what I am thinking, that we put this thing up here. Actually, no. Procreate, come on. Put it at the top there, and put his hands up on here. Hide the other outline. Erase the eyes in their current position. And then make some new ones. And put them, nope, not with that color there, buddy. Put them over there where they will fit perfectly. Have it like that, and then bring that there. Bada bing, bada bam. Let me do a little bit of erasing here. Go ahead and erase all of that. Open up this man's mouth and yeah. Beautiful so far. Gonna put in a little tongue just for some good measure. Actually, I think I should put the line down here. It feels like it makes a lot more sense. And then we completely erase the arm here. Hold on one second. Yada 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 yada. It is looking fan-fucking-tastic. Do a little bit of this. Okay. Not trying to necessarily shape the arm like this, just trying to get a rough shape. And I think I might change the positioning of the fingers a little bit because it is a little too close to the edge of this screen here. Come on, there we go. That shit. Alright, bada bam. We're doing good. We're doing good. Now we just do the little rip. Actually, hold on, realizing it because of how the thumb's positioned, I should make the pointing finger here a little bit thicker. Make it a little thick, a little extra thick. A little extra thickness never hurt anybody, you know? I mean, hey, have you seen my cheeks anyway? Fuck it. That should be looking nice. Y'all believe me? I have them as an emote. Goddamn, alright. I had a little bit of an issue going on my wrist there. Hey there, Rillo. How you doing, my man? It's been a bit of a second. Are you doing alright there, my friendo? Alright, now we do all the same shit again, except this time with the talking PNG. And by the same shit again, I mean coloring it all in. Also fixing up a lot of the areas that need to be touched up here and there. Damn it, I did not realize that. You're right, I'm just finishing up this section of the mode. What mode exactly are you talking about, and for what game? If it is a game, I don't know if it is or not. Okay. No, hold on. Delete. Reference and then boom. Oh, model. Okay. What type of model are you working on, if you don't mind me asking? Is it a Gempla? Is it a type of car model? Is it just something random? What do it be, my friend? Curiosity be peeking a little bit of my end here. Boom, boom. Bum, bum. What stage is this one again? Hold on one second. Oh, that's the desert stage, yeah. That one got a good vibe to it, you know? Forgive me, I am making sure to pull up Twitch so that way when we do raid out in about a few minutes here after I finish this up, we'll be ready. Shroomling, or essentially a mushroom with legs. Ah, okay, I see. Sounds pretty fucking neat there, my guy. Is it like a D&D type of thing, or is it like a thing that's similar to D&D but not exactly? Or is it just like is that much that shroomling just basically like a personal project that you've been working on for a little bit? You zooming on the ears, and then boom, bada boom, bada do, boom, boom. Come on, there we go. Alright, now as for the tongue, I'm just gonna have to wing that. But first, there you go, tooth out of the way. Then a little bit of a link there, and yep, your boy done. Your boy done. And delete all these layers that are unnecessary, and then we can go ahead and work with that later. Well, surprised it was Shep when we play some rivals. I mean, D&D probably has one, but it's just a fantasy creature. Many things have made, even if it's not called the same thing. Okay, yeah, fair. It's just like an original thing that you kind of been working on then. I would make that as a small assumption, probably. Alright. You found somebody's keys. Nice. Yeah. That's some good subs. Not sponsored. So I do wish so. Alright. I believe we have pretty much gotten everything that we need to get done. So yeah, when we play Rivals tonight, and if Shep joins along, I will go ahead and definitely surprise him with this. But for now, we wait until then. And so for now, I say, if any of y'all do want to wait out, and I do apologize because you kind of just got here, Rilla, but we are going to be ending it here in a minute. Because I do have a lot of other stuff that I kind of would like to get to throughout the day. Both art projects that do not need to be shared just yet. And also kind of like taking my time and kind of enjoy the day a little bit. Yeah, I kind of do apologize because you kind of just got here, Rilla, but maybe later tonight, if you are able to, you might be able to join in on the stream and watch some Rivals with me and my friendos as well. Possibly even if you're down for it, maybe you can join along with us. But I don't really know how you feel about that game, or if you even would be down to play it at all. Is that right? Yeah, even if you can't, I understand. Personal life be personal life, and you gotta do what you gotta do, bro. I hope you have a good one. Yeah, no worries. But I mean, hey, if you do still want to stick around for the raid, you can also do that as well. 'Cause I believe in supporting fellow small creators. Now, which fellow small creator? I see somebody that we can go to. If you guys are down. Hold on. Somebody I personally have not raided out to in a very long while. I know it, but I don't really play those types of games. Yeah, fair. Hero shooters aren't always everybody's cups of tea. But that is fair and understandable. This is always very understandable. Oh, hiccup, I'm sorry. Every time whenever I take a drink, I get hiccups so badly. Okay, but anywho, for anybody that does want to participate in the raid, feel free to copy and paste the message that I just put into the chat now. If you do not have accessibility to the emotes, feel free to either A, use your own, or B, some others that you like to use. But for now, the person that we're going to go ahead and raid out to is somebody, as I said, I have not raided out to in a hot minute, and their name is Okepioni. Okepioni, there they are. Perfection. We're raiding out to them because why not? You know, why not? It's been a minute since I personally have last raided out to them, so I feel like it would be a nice little thing to do. Go ahead, say hi, see what they're doing, because from the looks of it, they seem to be playing a fantasy life type of game. But yeah, this was definitely very nice, and I can't wait to hopefully surprise Shep with that little PNG for him later when we do play some rivals. If he's able to join along, I don't know if he will be able to, but I guess we'll see as time flies. Yeah. Who knows? Till then, we can only just hope and see. But for now, though, thank you again to everybody who has joined along for this morning stream. Really do deeply appreciate it. For those that stopped by that either say hi and or lurk for a bit, or even just chill out for a bit this morning, I appreciate y'all as well. It means a lot you take some time to see this dummy who smiles on your screen for no reason whatsoever. But yeah. As I said, we'll be playing some Rivals later tonight. That's around 7 p.m. EST. So if you want to be around here for then, be ready. But yeah. Could you type the name of... Oh, the person? Yeah, I'll be able to do that in just a second here. But, yeah. I believe with all that said and done, though, thank you again, everybody. Y'all have a good one. And, there's a person. I'm Star, signing out for now. Y'all have a good one. See you tonight. Bye.